Guys, good morning. We're still on the C Morning Show on C today. Now we are going to be talking about something very important and vital for Caroline and I, and I'm sure a lot of you at home can definitely resonate to this. Now, skincare has become our daily ritual, and with its various products and functions. But do you really know what your skin really needs? Apparently I don't.
Right? And there's so many products now, there nowadays, and of course that's why we need to, get the right information and the steps by Dr. Rendy, who is here in our studio today.
Hello,
Dr. Rendy is a dermatologist from Siloam Hospitals Tb Simatupang, right around our house
our hood.
area, right, our home. So, Dr. Rendy, thank you so much for being here with us. Even though you're wearing your mask, we know that your skin is more flawless than us.
I know, it's glowing.
That's why we need to ask you about skincare, right?
Okay.
It is very important, like you said, it is very vital. And some people, like I thought beforehand when I was like in high school, going through, college years, I was like, no, my skin is flawless, it's okay, I don't need it.
Yeah.
But it turns out you need to be invested on that since
early, right? See, that's where I fall in guilty. And I don't know, maybe folks at home are also like me. We're very disregardant when it comes to our skin. We think face wash is enough, but it's not actually enough, right? There's a lot of steps to it, right, Caroline?
Right. Yeah. So as we said before, there are many skincare products out there with different functions, and there's also different trends nowadays, especially on social media. But what are the basic skincare that we need, Doc? And of course, I want to ask this question because this is what I do almost every day. I did the 12-step, 10 to 12 steps.
Wow.
Is that too much? Or what's your take on this, Dr. Rendy?
Yeah. So there's no actually terms of too much and less also. Because it depends on your skin, of course.
Unless it's just face wash, right?
Yeah,
That's
unless
too
if
little.
you were just using face wash, I think you need more steps than that.
Right.
So actually, if you said that you would do the 12, there are also Korean skin steps that says that 10.
Yes.
That's the simplest one, maybe probably just 3 or 4. But actually, all of it were right.
Yeah.
Okay. Depends on your skin conditions, depends on your age also, and depends where you live.
Okay.
But the most basic skincare that we must use is, first is the cleanser.
Yes.
The cleanser, okay? The cleanser, probably you can use the oil-based or water-based cleanser, and then you have to use the moisturizer. Is very vital.
Yeah.
Even if you have an oily skin, moisturizer is still important because when your skin was dry, your face tend to produce more oils in your faces.
Yeah.
So that's why it's going to be more greasy and unaesthetically look it will become, okay? And the next steps, the most important, the most vital, if we live in Indonesia, especially because the sun is really cruel, okay?
Yes.
The sun is really cruel.
There you go. Let's get to the doctor.
Well, the sun, no. Sun is actually nice because it gives you vitamin D, of course. But in a right amount, right? If you don't use the sunscreen, there is a side effect of ultraviolet A and ultraviolet B that can burn your skin and also makes you even aging faster.
Yeah.
Because aging has a two kind of aging, which is your chronological aging because of the increasing of the number of age.
Yes.
But also a photo aging, which is very often happens, especially in Southeast Asia.
Right, the countries that's very humid and the equator too.
Yeah, no, for sure, Doc. And I mean, I don't know that much about skincare, surprisingly, but I do know that you need to have a day and night routine, right?
Yeah.
Does it differ? Like, would you need more skincare steps in the morning compared to like at night? Just because, when we're sleeping, like maybe, I don't know how the skin works, or the products even, and during the day, of course, you're going out, you're doing activities. Like, how does that differ between the night and day skincare steps?
Of course, that's a very good question because our skin is not like a wall, of course. That's a living cells. So it have its own circadian rhythm, how the activity at the morning, how it's the activity at night is very different. So basically, if in the morning, what you need to do is, because when you finish washing your face, that we call as a 3 minutes rules. 3 minutes rules is when your face is wet, or probably you're washing your face with water, right? That is the best time for you to apply the moisturizer. That was the very best time. So don't wait for 3 minutes. You're watching TV and do everything. 3 minutes gone. It means like the water is already evaporated. That is why the moisturizer have the potentials of locking that water to not get out from your skin. So you will have hydrating, more, youthful-like and glowing skins that we said. So in the morning, after you're washing your face, don't forget to apply your moisturizer. And then if you have the 10-step skincare or probably 4-step skincare or anything, you can apply the active ingredients.
Yes.
The active ingredients may consist in your toner.
Yeah. Serum.
There's a hydrating toner, of course, and there's an exfoliating toner, of course. That's a different kind of things, depends on your skin. And then don't forget to use the essence, the serum, and then the upper part for your umbrella to protect you is the sunscreen.
Yes, the SPF.
That's the key.
Yeah. Right.
And then at night, it's very different because, you don't use the sunscreen, of course, at night. But the most important is the active ingredients is best used at night. So if you see the products, famous products that we see nowadays, sometimes they say it about night repair or night something, stars whatever. But it's actually because our skin was regenerating at night. So the active ingredients also usually best used at night before you sleep. Besides, you have to sleep 6 to 8 hours, of course, because if you skip the sleeping, probably if you sleep at 1 a.m. in the morning, then you skip the regeneration process of the skin.
So sleeping at the right time is
sleeping at the right time is very good for your skin, besides using the active ingredients. And also, there is an active ingredients that, irritating. So when you use it in the morning, when the sun comes to your skin, it will irritate you.
Yes.
So that's why there's a very different gap between the morning and night skincare.
There's different ingredients also that you need, and don't forget to drink lots of fluid or water. That's what your skin needs to get, dehydrated.
6 to 8 glasses.
6 to 8. That's right, Dr. Rendy. Now, if we're talking about, because I do love skincare, so this is like, and I know there's a lot of you guys that love to use your skincare too. I want to talk about serums now, or vitamins. I mean, is it okay for you to use those serums, right? Like, let's say you have the the hyaluronic serum, and then there's the vitamin C one, and then you have there's so many serums, the brightening serums, the glow serums, there's the anti-pollution serums. Is that okay for you to use it on top of each other, Doc, or is there any steps that you think is the best first?
Okay. First of all, the Asian lady or Asian people, like who's living in the tropical country, usually tend to give layering to the skin. So that layering is actually coming from Asia. So it's a nature from the ancestors and everything. So that's why layering your skincare is actually good for your skin. But however, you have to know that sometimes even the best skincare may affect the conditions of your skin. Probably you can get allergic or you can get irritating. Even the most expensive, probably you see it in the YouTube. Oh, this girl have a very glowing skin after using this, or the influencer probably. But don't forget, every skin was tailored to everybody. So it is important to know your skin conditions, because when you're using it, how many days that we have to monitor it, or what should we be sees on our skin if there's a difference. The best thing for your guides is if you're using a skincare like serum, essence, ampoule, or whatever, you should wear it one by one. So don't buy 5 in the same time and use it together, because you don't know whether the effect is a purging effect or probably it's you're allergic to that. You don't know which one you're going to stop, right? You're going to be confused. The skin is actually having their turnover for 28 days. So you used one only for not together. You use once, and after 28 days, it's during those 28 days you found out there's allergic reactions, irritating. Well, use your feeling, okay? If not, you go to the dermatologist. And then if 28 days it's good for you, then it suits you. You want to apply it, you use it after the 28 days, you add more and add more and add more. And then it's going to excite you also, because your skins will be more brighter and even
you can see
better.
The changes.
You can see the changes. People around you will say, oh, you have a more glowing and radiant skin, like that.
I love that.
Don't we all? Now, Doc, like for maybe us, Carol and I also, we travel quite often. We spend a lot of time, say, in like California, where weather-wise it's quite different than how it is here in Jakarta. How would you recommend for us who travel fairly often in changing up our skincare depending on where we are geographically.
And also on the flight, don't you?
And on the flight as well, because it's a long
because their
flight
air
as well.
conditioner is very strong and everything else, right? The first one, if you go to the country where like have a full seasons, if there's a snow, there's autumn, and you know, very different with our country. We have only 2 seasons. It means your skin's going to be more dry. So you have to pay attention about the hydrating of your skin.
Even for oily skin
Even
as well?
for oily skins, because like I said before, if your skins were type of oily skin, when you face a place where more humid, your skin will be dry, it will pump up more oil to compensate the conditions of the dry skin. So that's why you will see that everything will be more greasy and everything. So the most important thing, if you go to the humid places, you have to use a hydrating toner, not to forget. Of course, cleansing first, and then using the hydrating toner, and use a right moisturizer. Yeah, moisturizers depends on your skin. If your skin was dry, oily, or combinations, you choose the best one for your skin.
Okay.
And also about the sunscreen. The sunscreen, even if you go to a 4 seasons country, you still need the sunscreen, like I said. Even the sun is not as harsh as two seasons country. Okay? But then again, if you go to the beach, right, the most important thing is to reapply the sunscreen. Because as we see, in the sunscreen, sometimes there's a written SPF 30 and PA+++, right? The most important if you choose the sunscreen is a broad spectrum. The broad spectrum means there's an SPF and the PA+++. Right? If you read it on the ingredients of the sunscreen, it means a good sunscreen for you. SPF coming from sun protecting factor. So sun protecting factor means that every time the sun exposed to your skin, how many seconds, how many times that is going to take red or burning in your skin.
So if it's like SPF 50, then it takes 50 times then, Doc?
It's not actually that simple. It's actually, there's a calculating about it, but for society, I usually tend to say that the minimum SPF for us, the dermatologist recommended, is SPF 30. Okay. If you're using the SPF 30, it means that if you go to outside the places, probably you play tennis or you go to beach, you have to reapply it after 2 hours. So you have to reapply it. If you use makeup, I know it's going to be troublesome. I have to apply makeup and everything. But I mean, it's for your safety. But it's better that you apply the sunscreen and you cannot wash your face rather than you don't wash your face and you just let it. Because after 2 hours, the powers of the sunscreen is just gone.
So it's after 2 hours that you have to reapply. And then sometimes, you know, people always think, well, I'm not going outside. I'm mostly in the office inside. But you do have lights. And
in the studio, UVAs, and then your lamp, and then probably you're living in the high and tall building where the sun comes from the window.
So that affects it.
Good answer. I mean, the good situation is there's a lot of products right now that is, you know, it's sunscreen, SPF, but it's spray. So if you're wearing makeup, you just spray it on. It's on top of your makeup, and you'll be shielded again.
That is also good for guys because, you know, because it's easier for them to apply. But have to make sure that if you're using the spray sunscreen, you have to make sure that you spray enough amount. Because sometimes you just spray it very fast.
It's like one spray, you're done.
So it's actually you do this and then you apply it. Make sure that your face is protected.
I mean, Doc, I think it's good that you're touch base on men because, you know, my husband, he's more on the one-stop to-go guy. He's like,
most men are.
Like soap, shampoo, and like my face.
That's
I'm like,
me.
who does that? Who does that, right? So some men, you know, some men don't really take care of their skin. What would be the harm from them? Because they're like, oh, you know, it's taking too much time and whatnot. But they need to know the difference between like a shampoo, a soap, and also
they're all very different things.
Okay, that's very interesting. Actually, men's is actually also needs a skincare also. Because if you know that men sometimes, just like me, shave every day, right? It means there's irritations in their skin that actually affected their barrier of the skin, right? If they're using the shave, the blade, you know, everything, they got also the irritations. If they go out, the sun will still, the sun will not going to choose you're a female or a male.
So you're gonna go to the female.
So just make sure that you still use the sunscreen. Like I said, you know, for men, especially if my patients were men, I have to make the skincare steps as simple as possible.
Yes.
Like I said, if you want to follow the 10 skin step rule, like Korean, is okay. But the bare minimum is like you washing your face at least, yeah?
Okay.
You're wearing the moisturizer and you use the sunscreen.
Right.
Okay? If you feel like you have a dull skin, probably you can use an exfoliating agent for every 1 month or every 3 days.
Right.
Like that.
So is it different though between men and women's skincare? Can my husband just wear my products and he'll be okay with it, or is there a specific for men?
Yeah.
So actually, the skincare that being used by women, none of them was harmful for men.
Okay.
And also, what men use is not harmful for women. So if actually how we use skincare depends on first our time, of course. If we have time to use that, if we have time, if we have willingness to use it.
That's right.
So the best advice of the skincare is using it.
I love that, Dr.
Right?
Willingness.
like if you buy all of them, you're staying there in your drawer, that's not going to work anyway.
Right.
So invest it by your time. Do you have time for that? And budgeting, of course.
Right.
Do you have budget for that?
Yes.
And then after that, if you want to do the bare minimum, fine. But of course, the result will be not as significant or remarkable as the 12 skincare as this beautiful lady in here.
Right, yes.
Glowing skin.
I have to. I'm glowing 40s very soon. Oh, I just invested on it.
See, I feel like speaking of exactly that and our difference in age, Doc, like do I need as many steps into skincare as like Caroline would now?
Because I'm older than you.
No,
Thank you. Live TV.
What age would one need to actually start using, like having steps?
So during your teenager, it's actually your best investment to use the skincare because like I said, there's a chronological aging, but also there's a photo aging, right? So it means that if you use those ingredients early, especially in the teenage, where in the teenage there are probably problems where acne comes, right? The puberty hits you so hard and then happens different because you tend to change from kids to adults, right? So in that time, it's actually the best time for invest. Probably not too much of the skincare. For example, what we call as a retinol. Retinol is actually can be being given at the 20s because it's slow your aging process, right? But if you have times to give you in the teenager, then probably you should think that you're not giving it too much because sometimes it will irritate you.
You know what? If you see under my mask right now, because back in high school, I'm in the basketball team, Doc. So then I play basketball under the sun, right? And I did not wear any SPF. Now I have melasma. Like you can see them like getting bigger as I grow older. I'm kind of like, and a shock right now. It's like I didn't see that when I was like in my 20s. It grows larger when you're in 30s. Now I'm 40s. Now I have to be invested on it. Now, in this era right now, there's so many products, Doc, right? You have the luxurious brand, and you have the, just the general brand. Some people think that if you want to have a glowing skin, you have a healthy skin, you need to buy the most expensive one, like Dr. Serb, and have the La Mer and whatnot. Is it okay for you to say, you were saying regarding on the budget, would someone, let's say with a general brand, would have a different kind of skin outtones if you use the more luxurious brand or the most expensive brand?
So actually, the most important is not the brand and the prices, of course. It is important that for the society to know is what is inside the ingredients, of course. Because sometimes if you use the right ingredients in the right persons, you can have an amazing outcome. Right? If you're using the most expensive products, probably that doesn't suit you. For example, an exfoliating agent, alpha hydroxy acid, beta hydroxy acid, it's at the HAHA, BHA.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
If you have a dry skin, you use it every day or probably too much with high concentrations. I cannot say about the brand, but the high concentration, you use it every day. Of course, it will irritate you. It will make your faces red and everything.
There you go.
But if you use the exfoliating agent for probably, because you have a dry skin for just once or every three days or every 7 days, it will give you a significant result. So actually, it's not about the brand, but it's about the ingredients about the skincare.
Does it suit your skin or not?
Does it suit your skin or not? And testing it is very important.
Because everyone has different
the commercials were
reactions.
very hype, right?
Yes.
Like this one is very amazing in my friends. Does it going to be amazing also in me? Well, it doesn't work like that.
It's good to know that, you know, people can just choose.
For sure,
or, you know,
see what may be good for
customize your
Caroline
beauty
may not be good for me, and vice versa, right?
Yeah, it's very different.
Now, speaking of ingredients, Doc, do you think there's like a specific ingredients that's like better than others when it comes to like?
Oh, there's a lot of natural ingredients
Yeah, it's like
nowadays.
natural and like chemical, like especially a lot of products now are going all natural, all organic. Like, what do you think about the differences between that?
So the very simple is like, because it would have been classified as a 10-step skin rules, right?
Right.
Like, actually, no agent is better than another, just like medications.
Right.
Active ingredient is like a medication. It have two, what we call as, it have 2 points. Sometimes it may harm you, but sometimes it gives you benefits. So, but how the therapy works is in the middle. If the harmful is not very harmful for you, and the benefits will suit you, right? So the most important thing is, like, probably the most important thing, the active ingredient is shaped in a very different kind of products. There's an essence, there's a serum, there is a cream, there is a night cream. So basically, no of those agents superior than another. Right? But if you use it in the right time, in the right place, together and combine, it will work as well.
They will have to work collectively.
Yeah.
So then you will have a
teamwork makes the dream work.
Healthy skin.
That is the dream.
Gain information as much as possible. You know, finding the right sources. If you go to the dermatologist, ask the doctor what is this and what is that. For my patients, if coming to my practice, I always said, bring all your skincare.
Let me assess this.
Yeah, because I need to see it. Probably my active agent that I'm giving to him or her is the same one, so it works twice, and then the side effect will comes out. So the most important thing is knowing what you use, not just the hype commercials.
It's not all about the price tag or the brand, but how it's tailored to your skin. So Dr. Rendy, thank you so much for being here.
You're welcome.
So much.
Thank
of course,
you for having
please
me.
go to Dr. Rendy, dermatologist at Siloam Tb Simatupang, and love that week. Karina and I will definitely come to you.
Yes, especially me, now that I've been lectured on a lot of things about skincare.
Got a lot of knowledge today.
A to Z, I've taken my notes down and will definitely do a little more than just one step to my skincare routine.
Thank you.
All right, guys, and on that note, we will be taking another short break, but when we come back, we'll have a recap of some local news from our Kaiseria from our previous segment. Stay with us.